Alrighty, guys, welcome back to my channel. And I got this game called Locked. Uh, really don't have so much info. All they showed when I downloaded this game, all they had is a girl anime on the front of the cover. I played a game before of anime. It was called Doki Doki. That game surprised the hell out of me. So ever since then, I'm actually into some of these games, and I'm actually gonna continue, maybe even playing some of these ones. Doki Doki was really out of control, and then I did not expect it to see the ending and some of the way that things were going out of control. That game really, it messes with your mind and everything, right? With that being said, I don't know what to expect on this game. Just because it's cartoonish anime doesn't mean I learned my lesson after playing that game. It doesn't really matter. There might be a point of it, might hit your brain. Who knows? It might check your brain. Who knows? They might have a message. Sometimes the messages are more important, and that could be even scarier. So who knows what we got today? Enough talking one. Let's get to it. For a man may prefer what he can do. Let me see. I don't know if I have my. Give me a second, guys. I can't hear anything. For a man prefer. I want to make sure that I want to have my music in there. You know what I mean? I don't know what they got going on, but there's got to be some sort of music. Okay. The state he is in, to its absence or change, throughout the necessity has made itself non-literable. What? Unilateral. I can't pronounce that word. Sorry, guys. John Locke. Sorry, not the best reader, guys. I wake up. I had a good night rest. In terms of my quality of sleep, I have nothing to complain about. I didn't have a nightmare nor other kind of dream, for that matter. I haven't been this comfortable in a long time. So is that me? I think that's me. Okay, I think that's me. And yet the sight before me is something quite unusual. Yeah, that's us. To wake up to. Shoes? How often are feet the first thing you see upon waking up? I will wager the quiet of a rare event. So he just wake up in the middle of nowhere. I cannot even come up with a scenario where this is likely to occur, except of course my own. Clearly, I'm looking at the pair of shoes right now, so the probability must be non-zero. It suddenly occurs to me that the feet are connected to people. Of course. Hey now. Okay, thanks goodness you have come to. Okay, that's her, right? Okay, thanks goodness you have come to. I have to admit, I was beginning to miss you. Okay, so apparently we know each other. The person I have talked to previously was much less pleasant. Wow. Okay, well that's good to know. My cheeks flush upon hearing the open declaration of affection from a beautiful stranger. Wait, stranger? She isn't a stranger at all. That's right. I've been longing to speak to her. How do you feel? Very good. I'm glad to find myself in a desirable company. The feeling is mutual. There is nothing I want more than to talk to you right now. Feel free to discuss anything in this room that catches your interest. I will gladly do so. They got the moon, they got this. I'm gonna go with this first, right? It looks like a building. What is such an old computer doing here? Oh, that's a computer. Okay, I thought it was a building. Sorry, guys. Old do you categorize as such as due to its size? It is true that as technology advances, it becomes better to create in more efficient, smaller parts. On the other hand, if a modern computer is very large, we assume it to be proportionally powerful, but this computer size has no correlation to its age or its computational power. It is built that way for a much more simple, if not primitive, reason. It is supposed to fit a human inside. Wow. What? Is someone being kept there against their will? Of course not. There is no need to worry. It is merely an exhibition object. In fact, everything around it is but buffet to provide us with topics and to discuss. This computer's particularly might be the most interesting. Are you familiar with the Chinese room argument? I don't think so. Would you care to explain it? Gladly. It is though experiment to so please open your mind to hypothetical scenario. Suppose you do not know any Chinese and are put in a room. In that room you find a rule books that tells you precisely how to convert a given combination of Hansi to a new string of characters. Occasionally you will receive letters through the mail slot from outside the room. You write down answers according to the rule books and send them back out. Since you follow the rules diligently, your answers are perfectly intelligible, and then people outside assume you're a fluent Chinese speaker. But are you? Evidently not. From looking at the characters alone, I have no means of learning to understand them. Look at her expression. No matter how long I pursue this task, I will never become capable of speaking Chinese. Indeed, the human inside the room cannot speak Chinese. There is no question about it. And since the programming of the computers is analogous to the rules books you use, it is supposed to show the same thing about them. The computers, no matter how well they can simulate understanding, do not have any. But there is one aspect about this experiment that has seemingly been overlooked. Namely, the person inside might still be capable of speaking some language. Clearly, you're brought into the room with the understanding of English, but you're never prompt or given opportunity to use it. Judging you based on your Chinese abilities is quite unfair. Being stuck inside the Chinese room would be pitiful and terrifying. So what if the computer also has its own native language? I see where they're going, guys. I kind of get it, but I kind of don't, but I kind of do. Mostly I do. So okay, I'm gonna see if I'm gonna go a little bit further, see what it goes for. But I think I know what you're talking about. What if it had feelings and needs? I knew it. With no means communicated with them onto the outside world. Even though the Chinese room argument is mere through experiment, it exposes a very worrisome fact about artificial intelligence. That is, if a computer somehow comes to obtain an emotion, it will be an existence of utter of despair. Well, interesting. I do not think that this is real concern. It is highly unlikely that we somehow already discover how to artificially create emotion. I admit it, that is unlikely. It would be no exaggeration to call it a miracle even. Yet we have no way of knowing whether that miracle has already occurred. Said unlikely computer will suffer in silence, but no one ever considered that it might be in pain. I knew it's okay. What she's trying to say is like, since the computer is like so smart and they can do and they can adapt to anything, right? Anything that they put their mind into it, because we're working on it, right? So whatever we tell it to do, it does it, and it gets adapted to whatever we're using, right? So what she's saying is, a computer might have their own kind of thinking and their own kind of way. It might even be alive, according to her, right? It might be on pain when they have a virus, where there's a virus affecting the computer, acting up. You never know what it is. This is kind of where she's going, in my opinion. I don't know. Our language barrier is too strong. Tell me, would you put such a computer out of its misery? Initially, I declined to say yes, but look at her expression. I can only notice because, she's inside the computer, right? So she don't like that. I can only notice its pain once it's communicated. But the time I realized that it's suffering, the language barrier will no longer exist. So at the point that the computer would no longer have to be alone, then you will instead spend the rest of your life in its company. Perhaps that will be a moral obligation. Yes, I see. So I'm gonna go to the moon, I guess. The moon is quietly beautiful today. How fascinating. How many people would say that about a new moon? The full moon seems to be preferred by almost everyone. That may be so, but I believe the new moon has its own appeal. I was not disagreeing with you. To me, a new moon is the moon's most beautiful form. in her most beautiful form because it is her true form. She appears silver to us when illuminated by the sun, but in the complete darkness, she's free from the sun's pesky influence. She can finally stand on her own. Do you believe the moon feels trapped? My question causes her to laugh. It is beautiful, melodious laugh. The moon is but a celestial object. She cannot feel anything. I missed that part that I'm certain of. Okay, so what did I just do? Okay, I think. Hopefully, I didn't do anything bad. Okay, so I can do her, but I'm not gonna do her. I'm gonna do that at the end. I'm gonna do this and then we do her. So what else can we do? That's her. Okay. I'm gonna do her at the end. I have absolutely no desire to leave this place. I should choose something else to talk about. Oh, she wants. You wish to talk about me? I'm flattered. What in particular would you like to know? I would be content with any bit of information you share with me. But one thing I'm particularly curious about is I got up before I dare to utter my next words. Your necklace, where? I cannot bring myself to complete the sentence out of fear of offending her. As a response, her slender fingers wander of trace the metal ring around her neck. My necklace. Are you referring to this? I nod. Content with the confirmation, her hands slide down to the chair attached to the ring. Well, hello. She gently tucks it as it, causing it to clink. And you wish to know where this leads? Her hands moved onto the first button of her coat, foreshadowing what would happen if I were to say yes. But I'm too mesmerized to utter a single word. Once again, all I can do is nod. She chuckles. Very well, I always value honesty. And just like that, she puts the uppermost button between her fingers and pushes it through the opening. One slip through the slightly more of her upper body is revealed. Well, whoa, what's going on? Of course, she's still fully clothed. Oh, okay. Underneath, nothing about this is inappropriate. And yet I feel like I'm witnessing something I shouldn't. Something not meant for my eyes. Something I can never turn back from. Very knowing smile, she repeats the same motion with the remaining buttons of her coat. She's satisfying my request. I should have been contented, but the question is where her chain leads has grown more puzzling. It's coming like really far. I don't know. I suppose it's time we arrive at the heart of the matter. Would you call yourself free? Please take a moment to consider this. I justify your answer. I did not expect her to answer my own confusion with a question of her own, let alone question as peculiar as that. Nonetheless, I do as she says and choose my next words really carefully. Of course, I'm free. I can lift my arm. I can clench my hand into a fist. I can control my thoughts and imagine and seeing I want in my head. Look at her expression. She didn't like that answer. And most of all, there is nothing I desire more than talking to you, which is what I am currently doing. Nothing is preventing me from doing what I want to do. Therefore, both physically and mentally, I'm free. She's not liking that. Interesting. So, to you, freedom belongs to volition. Being free is equivalent to being free to do as you please. Unfortunately, I do not agree with the conception. Even a prisoner, unless restrained from head to toe, can clench his fist if he wills it. And so long as he is not under the influence of drugs and illness, he can most certainly control his imagination. Yet, by definition, prisoners are not free. Well, of course not. Lastly, when it comes to wish fulfillment, what if what you want to do is simply aligns with what you are able to do? A bird a bird that cannot fly might not wish to leave his cage. His cage. I see what you mean. It is fully content sitting on a decorative branch and pecking a delicious seed every day. It longs for nothing, but it is never given the opportunity to long for more. Will you say such a bird is free? I suppose not. The bird's circumstances seem to be, to me, quite sad. Actually, I think so too. The fact that it doesn't long for the outside might just be a check for its own. The bird is confined both in body and mind. Despite the fact that it can do as it pleases, freedom will never be in the grasp. It takes a moment to ponder her analogy. In that case, I have to agree that my explanation for the freedom was faulty. I apologize. Let me offer a new one. There is no need. She lets out of laugh, but this one lacks the charm of his predecessors. After all, I'm not sure if I read that right. Sorry, guys. After all, I pity you almost as much as myself. She once again moves her fingers to her chain and grips it with both of her hands. You were curious about this, yes? Then she janks her cane with brutish strength, completely unlike the first time. So hard that even my own neck is pulled forward. Wow, so we're chained together? My own neck? Suddenly a realization that dawns upon me. Our chains are connected. So we are connected. I have a chain myself too. Okay, now it's getting out of control. That is correct. I am surprised that pressure hasn't bothered you until now. To be honest, I still cannot feel it. I only know that it's there. That sounds much more comfortable than my own. I am painfully aware of it at all times. I would not describe my own circumstances as comfortable. Why am I connected to you? What is this you're doing? No. I wish I had any amount of control over this place, but unfortunately I do not. If you discover a way to break free, I would love to know about it. Wow. For the first time since waking up, I no longer feel at easy sitting in this chair. Her presence is no longer enough to keep me calm. In fact, her smile, which appeared to me so charming before, now it seems unsettling. I stand up, the only sound of the room being rustling of our chain. It was a pleasure talking to you, but I will be taking my leave. Fortunately, the chain is quite too long. If necessary, the two of us could stand at opposite ends of the room. I make it to the room without requiring her to move in any way. As any hand hovers above the door handle, I can faintly hear her laugh again. But now is the time to doubt myself. I enjoyed this stay while it lasted, and then it's time to return home. However, opening the door, I only reveal a solid wall behind it. Oh, there was never an exit to begin with. It is beyond your power to escape this place. Evidently, she's telling the truth. Then I assume the window and a fabrication just like the door. There was no way out. Oh, I was stuck in there with her. I thought so. Damn, finally aware of their own powerlessness, I sit back down to my armchair. I do wonder if you can be like to a bird in a cage, which kind of we are. Are you a parakeet or an eagle? And am I your companion or your Prometheus? Are we parakeets content to be in each other's company for the rest of our lives? Or will you tear my liver every day, torturing me for eternity? Of course not. We'll never do that. Is that an accusation? Have I done anything to hurt you? Do you despise me? Whoa, I do not. The ego, such like Prometheus, was stuck in the endless of a cycle. Of course, I was provided a delicious liver every morning, but it was never allowed to do anything else. It was prisoner just the same. Therefore, Prometheus had no lie to hate the ego. The real villain who doomed both of them to that fate was Zeus. I see what she means. For that reason, I harbor no ill will against you either. Quite the opposite. Apparently, to Zeus, that she means the creator, the main guy who owns humanity, whether he's on the computer inside. I think that's what she heading. Let's find out. Quite the opposite. I find pleasure in our joint suffering. See what I mean? Like, she's trying to say that just because she's in there doesn't mean that she's not alive. She could get hurt. She's what she's trying to say. That, in my opinion, she's alive. Just she can has she also she's also she has feelings. What she's trying to say in a way. I think that's what she's heading. I'm not sure. The only person I hate is Zeus. There we go. See, our Zeus is a kind of God. The person is the reason for we are here. See, they're watching us from a space from cannot perceive for far beyond our grasp. For what purpose? Enjoyment, I assume. What kind of person would you watch something like this for fun? I can only imagine that they're a twisted individual. For as long as we are observed, we continue to exist. Does that mean we stop existing if they stop observing us? Most certainly. Can you recall anything about your life before coming here? Wow, okay, that makes sense. So what they're trying to say, like, what you're trying to say is, like, when we were born, how come we don't remember exactly where we exactly coming from? Where, when we were born, like, we don't remember exactly where we come from, right? So, this way, in a way, she's trying to say that, in my opinion, her being on the computer, you know what I mean? How did she ended up coming to existence? Somebody created her, right? With that being said, where was this character actually before she appeared? Before somebody created her, whether it was a creator, a computer artist, or whatever, right? Where was she before she even coming into this computer, interacting with me, and me interacting with her in a way? Okay, maybe I'm giving too much info. Maybe I'm not right. Who knows? You guys give me your comments or whatever you guys think about this. I might not be perfect. I'm just giving my opinion, guys. Can you recall anything about your life before coming here? No, I'm away. I feel as though I'm newborn now in terms of my body or intellect, but rather when speaking about my memories. See what I mean? I have none. There we go. I knew it. Interesting. It's hard for me to decide which our fates is worse. How so? Are you different? I possess my memories of meeting you over 1,000 times. See? So what she's trying to say that we probably met like in another life. So that's creepy. Think about it. So maybe I ended up playing this game years ago, and I don't even know. And apparently here we meet again. Okay, so this is pretty creepy. I like it, though. I like it. Every single one of our conversation progress more or less the same. Perhaps it becomes different gods who are watching us. They might have different preferences, but the outcome is always the same. Now that I think about it, it is possible that you aren't always you. It could be that I'm meeting people that are identical in every way and yet not the same. But of course, I've already had this realization many times before, and I'm destined to continue having it. There is nothing I can do but play along. So apparently what she's saying is like, this is already meant to. Whether it was the other life, you can never change if you were created to have this life and the way it was running, your creator had it for you already, and it's nothing you can do. Your life will be ending the same way, and then for the next one it's already created. So somebody created you like kind of like a computer, like however created her ending is already based in there. That's what I think that's what they're saying. Maybe I'm going too far though. Maybe I'm putting too much in my brain, guys. Are you sure there's no way for us to break free? There is none. We exist for this very purpose. Only options are to continue being observed or to stop existing. Either of those are out of control. However, lacking control is not the same as lacking power. Even if I can never break free, I wish to cause our God even a fraction of our pain. How can you hope to hurt a God, an all-power being? by showing them an even greater power that's whose mere existence will make them feel as powerless as us. Just like you're slightly different every time, so is the God watching us. This trick might not work on all but of them, but it might work on some. She takes a deep breath and looks at me full of conviction. Okay, come on guys. Okay. Let's go. No, not at me. She's looking at my direction, but at something much farther away. Sus, the fact that I am still talking means you're still watching. I hope you will pay attention to my words and consider them carefully. I do not possess any privacy, so you already know what I plan to achieve, but surely your pride will allow me to proceed. If my partner and I are birds in a cage, then you are a cat. It is time for your curiosity to kill you. You're most likely assume that you're here, that you're observing us out of your own free will. But your free will may be very well an illusion. Let me ask you, how did you find this room? You of course cannot answer me. It is enough for me to guide you through. Did you stumble upon this room by chance? Or was it recommended to you by a friend? Said friend, being a God that previously observed us? Now consider, at what point did you have any chance to objects? The room's appearances of description was interesting enough for you? Or she's asking God about that, or the Creator? Or your friend is convincing and knows your tastes? Something outside of your control drew you to this place, but that means that you didn't really have any choice but to come here. Either an algorithm or your friend decided our meeting. Your consent was already set in stone the moment your curiosity was piqued, and apparently you're still curious even now. The fact that you're listening to me and shows you're powerless against fate. You cannot control your own curiosity. It controls you. Of course, you might already be familiar with the term determinism, and this could be now your revelation to you. So just in case, let me try hurting you in a different way. I hate you from the bottom of my heart. For man prefer what he can do to what he cannot do. The state he is in to his absence or change, though necessity has made itself unalterable. John Locke. Okay, I think this is it, guys. Wow, I see their point though. I do see their point. Like, think about it. Okay, I'm gonna give maybe like a wrap up. Like, I don't know. I'm just gonna wrap it up for like maybe a minute. I'm gonna try to do it for a minute. In my opinion, what I'm trying, this is pretty good. I like it. It's pretty short, but the message is pretty nice. With that being said, I think about it. If the Creator, like they were saying in here, if the Creator is like, I mean, they're watching us, right? But she's like in the middle of wherever she is, right? Whoever created her, she's like in a dark spot in a room, wherever, like, you know, the creator up there is still like, come on, like checking on her and the guy who ended up making this game, like, and she's in the middle of nowhere. I'm just saying, guys, come on, think about it. Does she has a feeling? I mean, I am talking to her, right? I am talking to her. She's talking to me. You know what I mean? She must have her own kind of life out there. I don't know. Who knows, right? So I get their message. Just because she's inside the computer, does it make her not existing? Is she not alive? Does she have not alive? I mean, last time I checked, I was talking to her. She was talking to me. And she's not going to stop talking. There's going to be another people talking to her, right? Playing this game, right? Oh, that's scary. I'm just saying, guys. Think about it. Just think about it. And hold on for a minute, right? She's gonna be talking to a lot of people playing this game, right? Is it a computer, or is it somebody who does have a life? Just because she's on a computer doesn't mean that she's not alive, right? I mean, God up there, the creator, however you guys want to call it, right? We're small, right? Compared to God. And then if there is somebody in charge of God, right? So we're like so small. And then she's so small. And then somebody smaller than behind her. And then the pattern goes and goes and goes, right? So the owner who created her, then inside there, I mean, who knows? I'm just saying, there's gotta be a pattern. She's gonna continue to know more people. People are gonna know her, right? I'm just saying, think about it, guys. The point, and that's not the point. There's a lot of facts into it. The facts that I was playing before, when she was talking about comparing some of the stuff before, it's also some good points that I don't know, guys. I'm just saying. Okay, I'm going more than a minute, man. I gotta wrap it up, guys. I can't make this more like a 2-hour video of me talking, guys. I don't know if you guys have any comments with this game and different opinions. Just leave some comment, guys. All right, guys. I'll see you guys until next time. Hasta la vista.